It sure is that time, the halftime show on Pulse 95 Radio with your boy Omar Duri, live in the heart of Sharjah. Now on the show, we've had some of the best of the best. We've had footballers, we've had coaches, we've had doctors, we've had jiu-jitsu practitioners, we've had basketball players, we've even had shooters, right? But for the first time ever on the halftime show, we have a championship sailor winner as well. Not just a sailor, but a winner. And someone that I've been talking about on the show for months. You've heard his name. His name is Adil Khaled. He's here live in the studio. I can't wait for you to see him on all three cameras, because just speaking to him before we started this show, oh my God, what a show we have in store for you today. If you ever wondered, how does a sailor train? How does a sailor eat? How does a sailor sleep? What does a sailor do? How does it start for a sailor? Well, guess what? All those answers will be answered by the man himself, Adil Khaled, live on Pulse 95 Radio. So don't go anywhere, folks. Florin, if you're listening in the US, Masood, if you're listening in India, Mama, if you're listening at home, everyone, stay tuned for more on the only place to be at 3, the halftime show on Pulse 95 Radio with Omar Duri. It sure is that time, and as you can see, the excitement in my voice is because we have a first time on the halftime show. You see what I did there? On Pulse 95 Radio, and it is none other than himself. Adil Khaled is on the show. Adil, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
It's so nice to have you on. We've been talking about you a lot for the last couple of months, and now finally they get to meet the person. Please tell us what you specialize in, because for me, it's the first time I've ever had your profession on our show.
My professional, like everyone knows, maybe I'm a professional sailor.
Yes.
I sailed in Olympic Games. I
Yes.
did 2 around the world races.
MashaAllah.
And I have 4 world championships medals, and I have 3 European championships
MashaAllah.
medals. Yani, alhamdulillah, it's, I thank God to be here, to be
Yes.
in this country, to raise my flag around the world.
Yes.
It's a big, proud honor for me.
Yes, yes. And in that, I asked you off air, but I want people to learn more about this. How did this start for you, and when did it start for you?
I started in 1999 in Dubai,
Yes.
DAMC, with my friends, with my brothers, with my cousins, and we started from there. It's like a hobby, going to the club every day, enjoying, having good time, swimming, running around, and from there we had challenge, family challenge and
Yes.
friend challenge, and from there I got it on. I was like, you know what, I will choose sailing.
Okay.
My friends, some of them, they are pilots, some of them, they're judges, some
Yes.
of them, they are police officers.
Yes.
And I'm here.
Yes, yeah.
I'm traveling the world and making the people to have a dream.
Yes.
And
yes.
the dream to be a professional sailor and promote sailing around the world and promote the sailing inside UAE
Yes.
in different Emirates. It's a big thing for me. And sailing, it's a future. It's not something new to us because it's our traditional. It's like dhow sailing. It's our grandfather. They used to go trading with the
Yes.
old dhows, and it's in our blood.
Yes, yes. And when you started in 1999. How old were you in 1999?
I was 12 years old.
Okay. So you started sailing at 12 years old.
Yes, I did. And before that, we used to sail dhow racing,
Yes.
We used to go to small boats, 22 feet, 34 feet, 60 feet. We used to go sailing and racing, like, coastal sailing. And
Yes.
from there, you have the big boats. We have small dinghies, Optimus Laser. We have keel boat racing in every weekend. And we had friends. And from there, like, let's do sailing. We love it. And we saw so many people around us supporting us. There was a chairman, Said Harb, His Excellency.
Yes.
Said Harb is a big supporter, and special thanks to him because he was supporting us to travel the world and taking part of different places in the world. And today I'm here in different area of UAE, and Hamriya today they're trying to be in the top. I'm telling him, you'll be right in the top, and
Yes.
my target is Los Angeles 28. I'll bring Sharjah in the right in
Yes.
the point that we have Olympic base
Yes.
in
Yes.
Hamriya, because Hamriya, it's a really nice, beautiful place
Yeah.
that people, they can come sail.
Yes.
There is no islands
Yes.
around you. They are really nice beach area. You can bring 400 to 600 boats.
Wow, mashallah.
Yeah, and mashallah, there is a nice place, nice wind every day.
Yes.
You have sea breeze, land breeze in the morning, and I think so the future will be very nice for Sharjah.
Yes, I want you to mark this down, that he said this on the show, that 2028, he's going to put that on the map. That's something, inshallah, we will manifest here on the halftime show on Pulse 95 Radio. And maybe we'll run this clip back in 2028 and bring him on the show. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the smile on his face. He's really about it. He's seriously considering this. And something else you said, by the way, Adil, you said that when you told your friends that you wanted to be a sailor, you wanted to reach the levels that you've reached today, what was their reaction at that time?
At that time, people, they start to laugh. You say, the first word they're going to tell you, you're crazy. I said, I'm crazy. If I mean it, I will do it. Because there will be so many doors in front of you closing,
Yes.
and there will be one door that's going to open. And alhamdulillah, always I was achieving what I was dreaming. And always you have to work hard. It's not something, it's easy. It's not an easy game. And in sailing, it's very hard. You have to just work hard every morning. I used to go for 1 hour, 2 hour run. I have to go do a CrossFit. I have to go morning, evening. I have to do 3-4 hours in the water to achieve my goals. And you have to have good relationship with around the world to have to provide everything what you need. And alhamdulillah, I got supported from so many people because they trust me. They trust my hard work. They know exactly I'm gonna achieve it and I'm gonna work for it. If I promise you something, I will go and do it.
How important is it to dream? You know, when people listen to you now and they're inspired, the fact that you had a dream and you achieved it, how important is it to dream big to achieve something like you've achieved?
You have to dream big. This is what I know in my mind. Sometimes your family around you, they're like, oh, yalla, inshallah, you're gonna do it. This, in my mind, I know exactly what I need.
Yes.
Because I dream about it and I go for it.
Yes.
100%. Sometimes you lose good friends.
Yeah.
And it's very hard way. But if you have a dream and you want to raise your flag, this is the way you do it. If you do it, there will be people, they're going to be behind you and say, see, Adil did it. We can be better than Adil. When they come to me, you can be better than me and I will be behind you to support you.
I love that. See, that's giving me goosebumps right now. That's fantastic. That was just segment one, but there's so much more to come. So if you have any questions for Adil Khaled, I said this the other day, I'm going to say it again. Please do send them to me, 4215, or slide into my DMs on Instagram at Omar Aduri or Pulse 95 Radio. And we'll be right back with more from the legend himself, Adil Khaled, on Pulse 95 Radio. It sure is that time. One of the best things about being a host on a radio show is when you get to know the guest off air. But the problem is when you get to know him off air, you then get some of the best moments off air. Adil Khaled is on the show. If you do miss the show, don't worry. You can catch all of our episodes on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, or if you prefer a visual and you want to see this gentleman himself online, then on YouTube, Pulse 95 Radio, his episode will be uploaded on there. And already we were talking, and I have to bring this up again, Adil, because you said some good things in the break. You talked about investing in yourself. Please tell the audience what you said to me on how important it is to invest in yourself before looking at others.
First of all, every time you have to have a dream. And every second of your life, it's investment. Don't think how much you're gonna spend. Your time, your money, your friends and family around you. But if you have a dream, you have to go for it, To achieve it, it's gonna be really hard. And there will be hard ways to go around. But if you have a think about the dream, you have to just go for it, Just go 100%, 1000% in. Like, don't think about anything. And alhamdulillah, if you think about it and your heart and your mind and your soul together, you're going to achieve what you want to achieve.
How important also is it to respond to doors closing? Because you mentioned that earlier. I thought that was excellent. When doors close, how is it important to respond positively to keep going through the doors?
because sometimes you work hard and you're supporting yourself, and you knock one door, you tell him, what you think if I can do, you give him your offers, you know?
Yes.
And they will say, yeah, no, Adil, I can go beyond that number. It's not the beyond that number. It's what I'm offering to you to that you're gonna achieve. Like a club, like a private sector. End of the day, you're living in this country. You want to raise the flag. And if I'm there sitting in that table and I have the moment, an athlete coming to me telling me, can you provide me 1, 2, 3? I'll tell him straight away, let's go and do it together. You know, because I know he been working hard for a long time, and I will achieve the dream with him. Because this is the moment we are here. Why we are here? We are representing the country. We're representing their support and promoting the sailing around the world. And end of the day, it will be my kids, my grandkids, who will be sailing there and tell me, oh, Dad, he did very good. See, mashallah, he promoted the sailing very well in this country. And people, they'll start to clap, and there will be people, they're like, no, we hope that we help this guy.
Yes, yeah. It's something else I noticed, which I mentioned to you offline as well. How important is it to have the right intention?
We can say niyyah. You have
Yes.
to have really nice heart, you know. It's not about if you have money. It's not about if you are famous. It's not about where are you, your CEO or manager or something. You have to be same. Laugh with everyone, sit down with everyone. Poor king, queen, whatever, you know. Just be normal. Be who are you. And alhamdulillah, people, they will respect you. And end of the day, you will achieve whatever you want to achieve. This is what I believe in my experience in my life. I did it for 24 years. Alhamdulillah, I'm exactly the same guy. Traveling the world and meeting the people, sitting down with them and having lunch, dinner, breakfast, and sailing with them. It's not about I'm young, old, same. I'm the same guy, always. You know, sometimes I go to the sailing club with my old girls. I finish the regatta, I go with the empty bag. You know, I give everything away. People, they start to come, I need this. I was like, go ahead, take it. If you are going to achieve your goal, do it.
Yes, yes. And by the way, if you're wondering who you're listening to, you're listening to Adil Khaled, a European, a world champion who is not just sailing out of Al-Hamriya, but also sailing the world and talking about goals in 2028. When you hear him speak like this and he speaks about intention, it's super important to be able to take notes from someone who's achieved, mashallah, so much and looking to achieve even more. Before I let you go into the break, Adil, I have to ask you, what sort of training do you do to become a world champion?
You have to be mentally crazy when you do this kind of things, first of all. Sometimes I spend 3 hours in the gym in the morning, 3 hours in the evening. It's like 6 hours every day.
Yeah.
And you have 3-4 hours in the water.
Yes.
And it's not easy because when you go to games, you have Olympic, you know, medalist, Olympic, you know, had like 4 or 5 years campaign. It's not an easy game, you know. If you sail with the really good people around you, it's very hard. You have 60 boats in the starting line. You never know where you're going to end
60
up.
boats?
Yeah, 60
Wow.
to 62 boats in the starting line.
Wow.
You know, you have to know exactly how the wind is working, how the current is working, how to surf the waves. And technically, you have to be ready, and mentally you have to be ready. If it's light wind, if it's strong wind, if it's a medium wind, you have to be there and you have to show up. And you have to make your boat faster and don't break any rules to lose the game, and don't capsize.
There you go. You got advice. If you're looking to start, you got the best advice already in the business right here. Adil Khaled live on Pulse 95 Radio. I don't even want to go to a break. I want to continue talking to him, but I'm going to go to a break and we'll be back with more from Adil Khaled, the world champion on Pulse 95 Radio. It sure is that time. Halftime show, Pulse 95 Radio with Omar Al-Duri and Adil Khaled, who's here on the show. You can tell from my excitement as I bang the table. I never do that, but I banged the table. Why? Because we were talking off air now, And Adil, you mentioned around the world sailing, but for those people who are wondering, as much as this sounds incredible, you've done 2 of these races. Tell us about these races, man.
Alhamdulillah, thanks God. I did Olympic Games,
Uh-huh.
Beijing 2008. I was the first Arab
Yes.
to represent
Mashallah.
UAE in sailing boat in Ilka 7 in Olympic Games in Beijing. And after that, I did Volvo Ocean Race in 2011, 2012. I finished in 4th place, and I did it again 2014 and 15, and I finished in 1st place.
Mashallah.
It was a big, huge thing. To sail around the world, it's nothing easy because each leg it will be from 18 to 25 days around.
Wow.
Like we started from Alicante, Spain,
Spain, yeah.
going all the way to Cape Town. From Cape Town,
Wow,
going
South
to Abu
Africa.
Dhabi.
Okay.
From Abu Dhabi, going to China, Sanya.
Mashallah.
From Sanya, going all the way to Auckland, New Zealand.
Yeah. Oh,
From New Zealand, going to Brazil, to Itajaí.
wow.
From Brazil, going to Newport or Miami
Yes.
in US. And from US, you're going all the way to Lisbon and Portugal. And from Portugal, you're going to France. And from France, you're going to Gothenburg.
Oh, wow.
It's
Okay.
9 months of racing around the world.
Yes. Wow. 9 months. Do you get to see the countries or you just reach?
You get to see the country. It's all about how fast you
Yes.
reach the land, you know?
Yes.
It's all about the wind.
Yes.
Sometimes you reach, you stay for 3 days, you have an end-port race, and after that, you leave again.
Okay.
And sometimes it's like quick in, it's like 24 hours.
Okay.
Because
okay.
there is a time, and you have
Yes.
to just go stopovers. And to be there, it's really interesting because if you go through the ocean, it's totally different.
Yes.
Big waves, big winds,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
icebergs, missing containers, sharks, dolphins, whales, fish attack you up,
Yeah.
flying fish.
Yes.
It's totally different life.
Wow. Oh, and then when you have the 24 hours as a champion, as an international sailor, how do you spend your 24 hours? Like, what do you do?
I remember reaching to New Zealand. I had 48 hours.
Uh-huh.
I got a plane.
Yes.
I flew in all the way to Sydney, from Sydney to Dubai, and back again. I just had a
Wow.
lunch with my family, with my mother, and back again in the plane. And the second day morning, I was in the boat for leaving from New Zealand to Brazil.
Wow, so you went from boat to plane, back down to your boat, and then sailed back out?
Yes.
I've never
48
heard that
hours.
before. Wow,
Yeah.
mashallah. Okay, okay. Florin is tuned in from the US here, and he's super excited, by the way, because he's listening very early. He even sent me early. He said, what classification of a boat does he sail? Like,
I sailed Ilka 6 and Ilka 7,
Okay.
and I did the big boats, and I did match racing.
yes.
Different classes, it depends. And I did some of the RC44, and you have Sail GP.
Yes.
And right now in UAE, you have Sail GP in Dubai, in Abu Dhabi. And I think so in future, we'll have different kind of boats. And we're looking forward in UAE to have Olympic classes.
Okay.
You know, Olympic class academy in
Yeah.
Hamrawiya.
Yes.
It will be like 12 Olympic classes.
Wow.
This is our dream,
Yes.
you know. And if His Highness Dr. Sheikh Sultan is hearing us here today,
Yes.
I wish that Sharjah to be one of the spots in the world
Yes.
to have a Olympic class, you know,
Yes.
school
Yes.
in the world, and it will be really nice because people they will come here, they will train, they will get their certificates, they can teach, they can go and work with this certificate around the world. And Sharjah, it's, you know, one of the beautiful, you know, Emirates in UAE, and I think so the future will be great.
Yes. See, many exclusive. His Excellency, if you're listening, please dream big. That's what we want. Now, all these things I'm thinking about, there's so many questions come to my head. One of them, when you're sailing the world, what is your nutrition like? How? Because mashallah, we won't reveal his age, but he looks quite young. So, and he's been sailing. How do you look after yourself, and how do you fuel when you're sailing the world?
If you're sailing the world, you know, you have to work hard, you know, just keep eating non-stop, you know. You have nutrition, you have the gym, you have sailing, you're testing the boat. You know, if you're going offshore, you have to test the sails, the boats. things gonna break. You have to keep learning new things about the boat. And when you're offshore, you're living in a dry food. You're making your own water. It's not easy.
Yeah.
To going offshore, and you know exactly how many calories to eat. And when I was traveling around the world, I was just having lunch, dinner, breakfast, chicken curry, because
Really?
this is the one was tasting nice. You
Yes,
know,
yes.
when you smell the dry food, it's totally you cannot
It's
you
different.
cannot smell it.
Yes.
I'm sorry, you cannot
Yes.
smell it.
Yes.
And to live with it for 25 days, it's really hard.
Yeah. of
And
course.
you're burning calories like every day. You're burning from 5 to 6,000 calories
Okay.
because you're doing watching watches like every 3 hours. You're
Yeah.
changing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you're not sleeping for 48 hours
Yes.
because you have the sail change.
Right.
If you have sail change, you have 8 sails in the board,
Yes.
and you have 20 to 35 bags weighing 50 kgs. You have to move them, stack them from port to starboard in the boat.
Yeah.
It means you have to work like a team.
Yes. Yes.
It's not that you're sleeping, you don't keep sleeping. No, as soon as we say sail change, 8 people in the boat, they have to wake up and work together like a
Yes.
team.
Yes. Wow. I see. I'm learning new things today. I was saying to Adil before, I've never had a sailor on the show, but we've had a world champion sailor on the show. Now I'm really learning about how they live, how they eat, how they sail change, all these things I didn't even know existed, and now I'm learning it. We're going to take a quick break. I hate these breaks when we have a good guest like him, but we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with more from the champion himself, Adil Khaled. It sure is that time, and I'm actually sad it's almost full time because I've had the pleasure of sitting down with this gentleman here, Adil Khaled, who has sailed the world and actually taken me with him in this journey for the last 45 minutes as we've been speaking about a few things. Adil, I need to ask you this question live on air because you said something and I was like thinking during the break, that is insane. So normally when you do sail the world, let's say it takes 25 days to get there, 25 days to come back. There's a lot of calories being burnt and a lot of weight being lost. How much weight do you lose when you're sailing the world?
I started when in the starting I was like 95 kg.
Okay.
And when I finished the race, I was 72 to 73 kg.
Wow.
Because you're burning calories, you burn from 5 to 6,000 calories every day.
Wow. Okay.
And it's very hard to, keep it up in the boat because you wake up, you work, you grind, you do, navigation, you trim, you're moving stacks in the boat. It's not very easy. I sailed it twice around the world. I never can. You cannot be the same weight. Every time you're dropping weight, like.
Yeah, when I've spoken to UFC fighters, when I've spoken to athletes all around the world, they say that their body goes through a lot through the process, but 25 or 20 kilos and above in 25 days, like that's almost a kilo every day. That's I've never heard that before.
It depends.
Yes.
It seriously depends about the person because it's very hard.
Yes.
It's not about 1 kilo a day. It's half a kilo. It's 200 grams. It depends.
Yes.
Each body different, and it's very hard because when you start the race, the first 5 days, it's really hard.
Yeah.
To get through the food and digestion in the body, and it takes time. And if you're sailing every day, and you get bored from the food,
Yes,
you get
yes,
bored
yes.
from drinking water. And it's survival. You have
Yes.
to drink, you have to eat, or you're gonna be tired and you're gonna lose one of the sailors on the boat. You're working with 8 and you want to finish with 8. You don't want to finish with 6. If someone got sick in the boat, it means it's gonna be load with 7 people on the boat. It means you have to just work hard, be like a very good team member to finish this race.
Not even that. If you started with 8 people, and you require to use every person's effort and energy throughout the way. If you lose one person, that means more work has to be done for the other 7 people.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I never thought of that either. Wow, okay. And before I let you go, because I can talk to you all day, where can we follow you? If you don't follow him already, where can we follow you?
You can follow me. You can Google search me, Adil Khaled,
Yes.
or You can get me on Instagram. It's adil.khaled_sailor.
Okay, adil.khaled_sailor.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do that now. Okay, so I'm gonna do that now. You guys make sure you do that as well. Fantastic interview. So much going on. What's next for you? Do you have any new challenges or anything that you wish to accomplish now coming up?
End of the month, beginning of October, we have an event in it's European Championship. It will be the last regatta in Europe. There is 350 sailors taking part of the event, and I will be the one of them. And inshallah, hopefully I will be in the top 3 in representing Sharjah and representing Hamriya and UAE with raising my flag around the world again.
Yes, absolutely. Listen, he's raised his flag many times, and he's definitely supported Al-Hamriya and Sharjah and the UAE in general. So make sure you support him, make sure you follow him, make sure you stay in touch with us here on Pulse 95 Radio, because I'm sure we'll be talking about him as well. And Adil, thank you so much for coming on the show and giving us a whole different scope on sailing on an international level. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Remember, you can catch us every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, 3 to 4 UAE time. And if you do miss the show, don't worry. All of our episodes are on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, or the YouTube episode. Florin was asking me now, where is the YouTube episode? Not yet. We will get that up and running within the next 2 days, and we will post it on our Instagram as well, and we'll tag him so you guys get a chance to follow him and listen to the episode. Have a fantastic day. Stay blessed. Khaled, thank you very much for everything. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.